Hi, my name is Emma. I'm a teacher. I enjoy reading and going for walks. Welcome to our English podcast.
Hello, I'm Jack. I work in an office. I like cooking and learning languages. Let's learn English together.
Hello and welcome back. Today, I want to tell you about my morning routine. Let's start. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I want to sleep more, but I need to go to work. I get out of bed and stretch. Then I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and wash my face. After that, I take a shower. I feel fresh after the shower. I dry my hair and get dressed. I usually wear jeans and a simple t-shirt. On cold days, I wear a sweater. After I get dressed, I go to the kitchen. I make breakfast. I usually eat toast with butter and jam. Sometimes I eat eggs. I also drink a cup of tea or coffee. My favorite breakfast is pancakes, but I don't have time to make them every day. While I eat breakfast, I listen to music or check my phone. I look at the news or reply to messages from my friends. I don't spend too much time on my phone in the morning. After breakfast, I put on my shoes and my coat. I take my bag and leave the house. I walk to the bus stop. I take the bus to work. On the bus, I listen to a podcast or watch videos in English. Sometimes the bus is very crowded. I don't like that, but I try to stay calm. I smile and listen to music. I arrive at work around 8:30. That's my normal morning. It is simple, but it helps me start my day. Do you have a morning routine too? Think about it and try to say it in English. Thank you for listening. See you in the next episode.
Hi again. I'm Jack. In today's episode, I want to talk about going to the supermarket. Let's start. On Saturdays, I usually go to the supermarket. I make a shopping list before I go. I write down the things I need: bread, milk, eggs, cheese, and vegetables. Sometimes I need soap or toothpaste too. I take a bag with me because I don't want to use plastic bags. I walk to the supermarket. It's not far from my home. When I arrive, I take a shopping cart. First, I go to the fruit and vegetable section. I pick some apples, bananas, and tomatoes. I also buy potatoes and onions. I like to cook at home, so I buy fresh food. Then I go to the dairy section. I buy milk, cheese, and yogurt. I like cheese a lot. Sometimes I try a new kind of cheese. It's fun to taste different ones. Next, I walk to the bread section. I like brown bread more than white bread. Sometimes I also buy some cookies or crackers as a snack. After that, I go to the drinks aisle. I usually buy orange juice or mineral water. I don't drink soda very often. Now it's time to find some meat or fish. I go to the meat section and buy some chicken or ground beef. If I want fish, I go to the frozen section. I check my list. Do I have everything? Yes. I go to the cashier. I wait in line. The cashier says, "Hello." I say hi. She scans the items and tells me the price. I pay with my card. She gives me a receipt and says, "Have a nice day." I smile and say, "You too." I put the food in my bag and leave the supermarket. Sometimes I stop at a small cafe for a coffee before I go home. It's a nice part of my weekend. That's my trip to the supermarket. What do you buy when you go shopping? Try to make your own list in English. Thanks for listening. See you in the next episode.
Hi, it's Emma again. In this episode, I want to talk about my weekend plans. Let's begin. The weekend is my favorite time of the week. I don't work on Saturday and Sunday, so I can relax. On Friday evening, I usually watch a movie or read a book. I go to bed a little late. On Saturday morning, I like to sleep in. I wake up around 9 o'clock. I make a big breakfast. I eat eggs, toast, and fruit. Sometimes I also drink fresh orange juice. After breakfast, I clean my apartment. I wash the dishes, vacuum the floor, and do the laundry. I listen to music while I clean. It makes me feel good. In the afternoon, I usually go outside. If the weather is nice, I go for a walk in the park. I enjoy the fresh air and sunshine. Sometimes I meet my friend Lisa. We sit in a cafe and talk. We drink coffee and laugh a lot. On Saturday evening, I sometimes go to the cinema. I love watching new movies. I buy popcorn and enjoy the show. If I don't go out, I stay home and cook dinner. I like trying new recipes. On Sunday, I try to rest. In the morning, I drink tea and read a magazine. Then I call my family. I talk to my parents and my sister. We talk about our week. In the afternoon, I prepare for the new week. I check my calendar, write my to-do list, and sometimes do some work. But I also take time to relax. I might watch a TV show or do yoga. That's how I spend my weekend. How about you? Think about your weekend plans and try to talk about them in English. Thanks for listening. See you next time.
Hi, it's Jack again. Today, I want to talk about asking for directions in English. Let's start. When we travel, we sometimes get lost. It's okay. We can always ask someone for help. Here are some useful phrases. Let's imagine I am in a new city. I want to go to the train station, but I don't know the way. I see a man on the street. I say, "Excuse me, can you help me?" He says, "Sure." I ask, "How can I get to the train station?" He says, "Go straight for 2 blocks. Then turn right. You will see it on your left." I say, "Thank you very much." He smiles and says, "You're welcome." That's a simple conversation. Let's try another one. I'm looking for a cafe. I see a woman and ask, "Hi, is there a cafe near here?" She says, "Yes, there's one on King Street. It's next to the bank." I ask, "How do I get there?" She says, "Walk down this street. Then take the first left. You'll see the cafe." I thank her and go. Easy, right? Some useful words are straight, left, right, block, corner, next to, across from. These words help us understand directions. You can also use a map app on your phone, but talking to people is good practice. Try to use these phrases when you travel. Don't be afraid to ask for help. People are usually happy to help you. Thanks for listening. See you in the next episode.
Hello, this is Emma. Today, I want to tell you about a normal day at work for me. Let's begin. I work in an office. I usually arrive at 8:30 in the morning. I take the elevator to the 3rd floor. I say good morning to my coworkers. First, I turn on my computer and check my emails. Then I make a list of my tasks. I usually have meetings in the morning. I talk to my team and plan our work. At 12 o'clock, we take a lunch break. I eat in the break room with my colleagues. Sometimes I bring lunch from home. Sometimes I buy a sandwich from the cafe downstairs. In the afternoon, I work on reports or answer emails. I talk to clients on the phone. I try to stay focused and finish my work. At 5 o'clock, the workday ends. I turn off my computer and clean my desk. Then I go home. I feel tired, but happy if I finish everything. I like my job because I work with nice people. We help each other. We also celebrate birthdays and special days together. What about your workday? Try to describe it in English. Thanks for listening. See you soon.
Hi again. I'm Jack. In this episode, I will talk about going to a restaurant. Let's get started. I like eating at restaurants, especially on weekends. Sometimes I go with friends, sometimes with my family. When I enter the restaurant, a waiter greets me. He says, "Hello, how many people?" I say, "2 people, please." He shows us a table. We sit down and look at the menu. The menu has many choices. There are soups, salads, pasta, pizza, and desserts. The waiter comes back and asks, "Are you ready to order?" I say, "Yes, I'll have the chicken pasta, please." My friend says, "I'd like a cheese pizza." The waiter asks, "Would you like something to drink?" I say, "Yes, I'd like some water. And a cola, please." My friend wants orange juice. We wait for the food. We talk and laugh. After a short time, the food arrives. It looks delicious. We say, "Enjoy your meal." And we eat. After the meal, the waiter asks, "Would you like dessert?" I say, "Yes, chocolate cake, please." My friend wants ice cream. At the end, we ask for the bill. We say, "Can we have the check, please?" The waiter brings it. We pay and leave a small tip. It's a great evening. Eating out is fun and also good practice for English. Thanks for listening. See you in the next episodes.